Hello everyone, welcome back to Sky Factory 2, Wild Trekker here, and we're here on another episode. Ooh, you're in my head. Yeah, and last time we were, let's get out of this silly mode, we built our reactor, so switch it back on again. Oh, is it on? No, it's not on. Activate. So, last time we only get 3,000 odd RF per tick, but yeah, when I actually fill this up full, so it's 100% full, we're getting 4.5. So this is roughly where it's going to sit. So 4,500 RF per tick, which is pretty cool. But as you can see, there's no power going in there because what I've done is I've hooked up the Tesseract. So this is completely powering our mining operation, so I just literally power coming out there into the Tesseract, and I think the mining might be 10,000 RF per tick, so yeah, we need to produce more energy. We need more energy, so we're going to cool this down, so that's what I'm going to do. So let's just deactivate that. Remember, it's 4.5. Which one is it? Deactivate. There we go. So that's going to come down. Let's get our flying suit on. And let's step outside and we shall have a go at cooling this thing. So there's a few areas we can cool it, and either side of these is one of them. So I've got this this stuff, which in fact you can come and see that if you want. All I've done is basically put some fluid pipes. You may remember in a previous episode we had our tank there. Some fluid pipes going into a transposer here, and then we're just literally taking buckets of the stuff out of here. So we've got lots of that, which is good, all thanks to our cow. And so we've got to place these, I guess, next to the actual reactor, and I'm kind of hoping that's going to... Okay, well, I wasn't expecting that. Okay, so does that mean we've got to fill up this entire thing? Let's see. So if I put this down, does it give us an infinite water source type scenario? No, it's like lava, isn't it? It's going to each one. We're going to need some more milking of the cow, mate. Yeah. Okay. So we've got a bit more on us. Let's put this down. So we've literally got to fill this tank up to the brim. So that's going to take a little bit, isn't it? So let's just fill in all these next to the rods first of all, because that kind of makes sense to me. But I wasn't expecting it just to sink to the floor. That's yeah, definitely not. Now if I take that, is it like lava? Yeah, it works exactly the same way, so that's fine. We just have to fill this up, don't we? So let's get this back online temporarily then. So we're going to have to do this very precariously and get loads more buckets and fill it all the way up, but let's just see if that has made a difference straight away to actually how much energy we're producing with this thing. So right, there we are, back to reactor. Switch this back on. Now remember, 4.5, yeah, look at that instantly. Just from those few bucket loads, we're up to 9,000. 9.5 nearly RF per tick, and look, that is much cooler. Core heat is right down, the casing heat is right down. So yeah, we are going to be producing power like there's no tomorrow. As you can see, we are completely full up there now of our coolant, and if we look in here, we are full to capacity, 99.9% full, which is pretty cool. I've been monitoring this just to see where we're at. Now, as you can see, we're only producing just under 7,000 RF per tick. Okay, now there's a reason for that, and I'm going to show you the reason now. If we come back out of here, I've been having a little play around because we're producing too much power. So this middle one here is 70%, so which means only 30% in use, I believe. This one's 50%. In fact, the other four are all at 50%. Now, if I take this down, which is that way, okay, what should happen is we should be around about the point of losing power. We're not, so but it's around about there somewhere. I was doing some tests earlier on. If we actually put all these up, so let's just do a quick experiment here. 50%, let's go, there we go. I'm not quite sure why the numbers are that way around, but anyway, that's so, and this one up to the way, get them all right, and this one, I'll get it right one day. Right, okay, so they're all full, if you like, in terms of the yellorium ingots. So it's putting the maximum amount in there, and as you can see on here, we are full to capacity still. The core heat goes up and the casing heat goes up. However, we are at 12,000 RF per tick, so that is pretty good, but we do not need 12,000. Now, I've put some extra storage banks in here. We've got our original basic capacitor banks. We've got those 4 capacitor banks we made, so we've got 20 million RF there, 3 million there, and then we've got another 75 million here. So I made these new ones, and my sort of idea is we'll probably make some more of these for storing power once we get up to a point of using it. And then if we just look out here, I've moved some cabling around, but essentially the generators are still generating there. We've got it, so we may as well keep them generating, and that power comes along and goes into these capacity banks as well. So yeah, that means and it's just been distributed along, and they're set to in or out, so we can swap power amongst these capacitor banks. We've got this one is feeding the tesseract, so we've got on full power for the quarry, and then this one is then feeding out to the rest of the base really, and generating power to everything. This one is feeding out to our ME system. And we must, well, we will add that. We're not using the machines really where that's connected to, but we will add those to the power as well. And then I've just left this one in here because should we ever have a shortfall of power or something go wrong or what have you, this capacitor bank will hold 1 million RF, and it'll just mean we can get access to our bits and pieces should we need it, and we can always wire that easily up to this one down here if we have to, or as an emergency we could probably wire it to the one behind here, which is the solar powered one. Yeah, so that's all good. So that's how all the power is working now, so we've got a bit more repair to do on here, but I say we do not need 12,000 RF per tick whatever, so we're going to put these back to 50%, so it means I'm only using 50% of the yellorium, which is absolutely fine. In fact, we're using less than 50%, so there's no point generating power when we don't physically need it. And let's say if we get the capacitor banks up, and we'll put this one to 70, oh, we're still on, so it's 12,500, I think, something like that it is. So yeah, so we'll stick all those on 50, that goes stay on 70, that should be plenty of power, and it just means we can monitor it. If for some reason this battery started going down here, then yeah, we wouldn't really need it. Let's just turn this off a second, deactivate it. It should start draining power from here for using around the rest of it. You see, it uses it quite quick, so we're using a lot of power in the base. And then this is now, it's going down, but this should now start going back up again once we get this back up to about 7,000. There we go, it's settling down, 92.4, 92.3. Yeah, so it's kind of settled there-ish, 92.3, and then hopefully that'll start going up, or it's thereabouts, isn't it? You can see 92.3, it's just staying there, it's using as much power as it's using. There we go, 90.9, yeah, so it's gone up. So yeah, we're using around about 7,000 RF per tick in our base in its entirety, which doesn't sound quite right, but we've got to remember we've got the generators down here probably generating around about 4,000 or so anyway, so 4 million. Well, so anyway, yeah, we got plenty of power amongst it all. We only need this producing 7,000 to add to the rest of it, so that's pretty cool, and I think that's an achievement in itself. So let's go and check out the book. I do believe there's an achievement for producing over 10,000 RF per tick, and that's somewhere near the beginning. Here we go, produce 10,000 RF per tick. We've done that. Now 100,000, we're going to need a different generator and probably multiple generators for that. We've also created a passively cooled reactor from the Big Reactors mod, so I believe the rest of this, an active cool reactor, I believe mixes with the turbines. Yeah, and we can make a better one there, but I'm not worried about that for the minute. We're not using the power. We will need to do it at some stage, but just not yet. Something I've been working on, as you can see on in here, I've got 18 farming stations in my inventory, so let's go up. In fact, let's just sleep a minute in my funky bed. I'm going to make another one of these and make it into a nice double bed at some point when I do eventually build myself an actual place to live. So right, let's go out here and have a look at the farming situation. So as you can see, I've started expanding the farms, because one of the things is to get 20 full-size farms for these farming stations, basically. So I plan on automating it, so I'm kind of setting up a grid system. I've changed the chunk loader, and the chunk loader basically comes all the way to the edge of there and this side, and it comes just around down here. So we know we can put a farm in here, we can do another one here. So if we did this entire side, we'd have 10 farms, and we need 20. So my aim really is to put more farms going all the way around the edge of here, because the chunk loader also loads, I do believe, and my computer froze there for a second, I do believe the chunk loader will load this side of the mob farm as well. Just getting a few lag spikes there. I don't know if that was affecting the recording or not, so yeah, apologies for that. So what we'll do is we'll start working on some of these farms. I've got it wired up underneath, and basically we've got power going in and then the other stuff coming out, and that's just going to go into this chest, same as a normal one, but we may want to look at changing that as we expand the farms. I'm not sure yet. It's a lot of conduit to do, and perhaps taking items out might just mean put them into a different size, or into a just normal ender chest, I guess. If we extract into an ender chest, we won't need all those pipes carrying items, because they can go into the ender chest. It just depends on how full our ender chest is, but we can always make different ender chests with different frequencies, so that's the other option as well. So yeah, there's our basic farm. 15 by 15 is the max size you can do. It won't farm anything beyond that, and I think what we're probably going to do is start putting in, so for example, I know I've got a lot of redstone, so maybe redstone is going to be the first one we actually do, but yeah, we'll start taking all the redstone seeds out of that one we got there, because we've got to do 20 different types of crops. Now that is quite a thing to do really, because yeah, 15 by 15, that's a lot of crops to actually have, and crafting these isn't so easy, but we shall see. And that's the other one, we got lapis. We got a lot of lapis seed ones as well. So yeah, I think all this is redstone going down here. What I probably ought to do is, have we got loads of hose in there? We have. We probably need to take some hose out. In fact, why don't we break that, and then I will take that out of there, which is great, and that way we can see exactly which ones are redstone without worrying about it too much. Well, as you can see, we've taken most of the redstone out of here. In fact, I think we've missed a piece. There we have, yes. Okay, and we've started putting in here. Now, as you can see, this is a basic farm, and this is the maximum it goes. But we've got some more of these in here. If we stick in this capacitor, boom, it starts extending out, as you can see there, and it goes all the way to the edge. So that's the the way this works, we just basically need to get a lot more seeds. Boom, they're all gone. Okay, so yeah, we're only about halfway, so we're going to make a load more redstone seeds, I think, to fill that up. But some of the others, I'm not sure whether I really want to make a load more lapis and that sort of thing. So yeah, we've probably got enough to actually have just a normal mini Keo. So I guess we can have a mini Keo version, so we'll probably do one of those, and other ones I think we'll probably just stick to normal crops, those that can be easily produced. So yeah, we've got a load of different food types here, so perhaps that's a good thing to do. We'll grow some tomatoes and strawberries and all the good things like wheat and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, I think we'll probably do that. I'm using these lamps as well around the outside, so green decorative lamps. I think they go in with this green stone because we've got loads of this from that temple, and I did find another temple. So should we need some more of this, I know where I can go and get it, and I found that whilst laying out the area really for the what do we call it, the quarry. So when we're making that 1,000 by 1,000 quarry, I did end up finding another temple whilst doing that. So yeah, we know where we can get some more, but I don't think I'm going to run out. But I thought the green kind of fitted in with the paths. The other thing I was thinking is, do we have different colours for different areas? But I don't think we've got enough colours really to, you know, try and cover all that. So yeah, I kind of scrapped that idea in the end. So okay, so I'm just going to get on for now and build a few more farms. Do just love the way this farming station works. It's like machine gun effect, isn't it? But yeah, so that's the third one we've set up now, and this one is purely with just seeds. So that's going to be wheat, and as you can see there, it's filling up. So it takes 4 stacks of whatever to fill the area. Well, actually it doesn't, because we're not going to fill those 4, so I'm guessing we'll probably end up with 1 of each left over. Oh no, 9 of each. So yeah, it takes 64 in each area, but that's the maximum it'll farm to. So but that's very good. So that's 3 of those done, which is pretty cool. The other thing I'm trying out is, there's nothing in at the moment obviously, but I've put an ender chest under here, and so essentially there's nothing in there at the moment, but hopefully the items will go into the ender chest, and then what we'll do is we'll set up the other ender chest to well, actually we'll just set up where it was before, which was actually over here. And let me show you this very quickly, because we've removed the ender chest from here, which was coming from the quarry, and instead we have a Tesseract, and that's basically shifting all the quarry items back here and then loading it into our system, because the ender chest just wasn't coping with it. The quarry was working so fast now, it just could not send all the items, and I got stuck. It could not send all the items back, so yeah, that's what we did. So I think that's probably about it for today, I'm afraid. We've just about run out of time, but got a fair bit done. We got the I can't remember my words. We've got the reactor over here working. We've got that all cooled and producing enough power. Let's just go and double check that we've added a few farms, that it's not really draining any more power than it should do. Slightly, 96. So yeah, it's going down over time. So what we probably do is up that one of those just by, so that's at 70, so we can bring that one to 60, everything else is at 50, and then that should start producing enough power, and we're not even using half the capability of this thing here. So 95.9, that's going up, so yeah, good, that's going to fill up again. So cool. Those farming stations just taking a little bit of extra power, but that's no worries. All seems to be going really, really well. So yeah, we'll carry on working with some of these farms over time, and yeah, I've got a few things planned for next episode just to mix things up a little bit. So come and join us. Hopefully you can see what we get up to. Let me know if you think there's a better way of doing things that we're not quite doing right there. So, and that's the other thing, tesseracts. Can I use them to both import power and export items? At the moment, I've got it that I've got 2 tesseracts in the deep dark, and one is got items exporting, the other one's got the power importing. So can I use the same tesseract for both? Let me know in the comments if you would, please, and we'll see you next time. Yes, I know, I'm Steve. Something very peculiar happening here, whether it's my internet connection, I don't know. If you look at my inventory, it's all dark, so I've got to relog. So anyway, never mind. We can be Steve for the day, can't we? In fact, we put our arm back on, you wouldn't know the difference. Look, it's me again, honest. Okay, thanks for joining me, guys. My name's Wild Trekker, and we'll see you again soon. Bye for now. Bye-bye. Bye.